Quick backstory to how I got this mech. Toy Store nearby kinda goofed up and accidentally released like most of the January 25 sets onto shelves already. So yeah, I got lucky. I also got the Sora spinner, by the way. I don't have enough to say about it for the review. Maybe I will for the 2-pack of Aaron and Raz, but for Sora, nothing much to say except I appreciate a girly box better. And onto the review. Starting in Pegasus, we have the least interesting one because it's just one from the previous wave with Wildfire, which is like just her season 2 outfit, just without the shoulder pads. So like just some like Terminus type suit with like some wooden armor just without the shoulder pad, which honestly makes the look worse. And then on the back we have this design with some Ninjago one and this funny spar with a cute face. The face expression has one angry and that's it. I honestly didn't check, so yeah. The hairpiece is nice, but yeah. The most interesting part is honestly like this clear like sparkly sword, which from what I understand is like the MacGuffin of the season. I mean, it looks neat. It's not the most interesting MacGuffin, but at the same time, if every MacGuffin was like this big, exciting thing, it would also just get annoying. So like, sometimes whatever MacGuffin isn't a bad thing. Next up, we have Zane, who is shirtless. Yeah, like, there is like a normal suit version in some other set, but in this set, he is shirtless for some reason. Like, there's also like the big sign in the big mech of this wave, so like, maybe he gets a bit of body damage, so he'll suit this one up, and then he needs to upgrade to a new body or something. Like, that's what I'm guessing, but yeah. Depends, I like the design for the new suits, which like I don't really have a comparison one right now, so I can show. But it's like very like detail heavy, techy, because they're like supposed to be like storm suits, so like prepared for a storm or whatever. Like I'm recording this moment and we have any trailers for this season, so yeah. But it's a neat design enough, and like Zane's body has lots of detailing with like mechanical details, some tubes, his core, some like paint job, and yeah. He has like his hairpiece in silver, and his head is obviously in silver too, with like an angry expression and then like a pot on the back. And speaking of pots on the back, we see these two here, and we'll get back to that on the Action Mech because they kinda fit well with that. Anyway, also he has like some elements on the back of his head, which like, I wish I could just like steam out literal anger out of my back of my head, that would be nice. And his accessory is the shurikens. Last but certainly not least, we have one of the Forbidden 5, Drakes. Yeah, I think it's Drakes. They have the power of Swarm, which is I think basically, and yeah, and the design fits us with like a very insectoid look, with a lot of an exoskeleton, which is especially done on the head, where as you can see the head is molded in dark red, but the mouth is painted in a lighter red, so it's almost as if the mouth is like under the exoskeleton, which is a neat detail. And the eyes have a really nice like golden insectoid eye look. They have the shoulder armor piece that was enclosed in crystals and got gunmetal with glass, I think. And the accessories are like these weird blade thingies, which I just like assume are supposed to be like almost like insect stingers as weapons, which I guess it makes sense. I don't know why they chose like olive green for the hills, but it's interesting, and I never seen the long hills in that color, or even the short ones honestly. But yeah. Also, an interesting thing is that this is the first time this heart piece comes in black, which is honestly kind of surprising because how long that piece existed, and like it's not because we call it for detailing and stuff, so it's surprising that we see it in such a basic color only just now. It's neat to have, honestly. The suit has like a very like standard robe design, honestly, with a bit of like golden regality, which is neat because they're supposed to be like very powerful, so a bit of a regal look Makes sense. And if we look on the back, we have this symbol here, which I know if it's like Ninjago for something, I will check. And if not, I have no idea. So correct me if you comment if it actually has a meaning, we know. And the back of the head has some exoskeleton putting, which is honestly neat to have like back putting on the head, honestly. Like they didn't need to do it, but they did, which is honestly appreciated. Onto the mech itself, it's honestly kinda colorful for how small it is. Because outside of the always light and dark gray for the joint pieces, we have black, trans blue, light blue, white, and gold, and dark blue, and a tiny bit of brown, and some silver on the back. So like, honestly kinda colorful, like, it doesn't really fit that odd, like the color scheme is distributed well enough. But yeah, it's interesting. The weapon the mech has are like the kinda big but not giant katana pieces attached to like the long hilt piece with like this flower leaf piece for like a guard, but it's honestly kinda cool look I never seen this before. And speaking of the weapon, it actually has the weapon storage for Zane's shurikens, which is honestly neat because you can kinda basically use them as hip skirts, which is kinda a neat detail. Like if you articulate too much, it might honestly fall off, especially since the rubber, but still, neat for posing. Speaking of the posing, it's pretty posable for its size, like it obviously doesn't have any elbows and stuff, but it has all the other articulation points we expect, and even a waist swivel because it's just attached on a technique when using this like standard ultimate torso, which yeah, that allows a waist swivel. Also, it's honestly pretty stable, I would say, just because with like the feet size and like the general balancing. Looking at the back, we can see these exhausts, and this is what I meant when talking about Zane earlier, because we can see on Zane, he has exhausts, so it's almost as if they link up to him, which is neat. The katana dropping is not neat, but whatever. So the katana falling off is apparently not neat because I just accidentally knocked my whole camera setup down. Anyway, another detail I like is using these like kinda roof type pieces and transparent slopes here for like these ice spikes coming back. Just a neat like way to make stuff look a bit more dynamic, which I always appreciate. My main gripe with the mech honestly is like the chest, because basically if you have Mayfair inside, you can't really push it down without it sticking out a bit, because if we compare it to if it's without, it goes a bit more flush, which I kinda like more, but like with the minifigure, it obviously just kinda goes a bit because they use a different chest design, so obviously they can't use the like standard mech overlap piece, which yeah, I guess so, but it is slightly annoying. Like the katana falling out again. I won't even attach it because something will go horribly wrong. But despite my issues with that, this set is so much better than like the J-Mech from last year. And why? Well, it's because of the limbs. Like the J-Mech had really small limbs, like they were just basically like the mixer joints with both a ball and a socket, and like they're fine joints, they can be used well, but like used in tandem with that torso and like very thin armoring, it just gives the look of a really bloated torso with barely any limbs. And it just, yeah, like it's fine. I guess they just wanted to use a bit smaller pieces because of the whole battle pack status, even though I talked about how it isn't really good as a battle pack for the choice of build, but I digress. Meanwhile, the Zane Mech has like a 2x6 limb design, which adds a bit of extra height and bulk, meaning it actually feels decently proportional even though it's still stubby, while still being under Marvel mech size, which I would say is like the standard small mech size for Lego, which yeah, like it looking good below that is great, just because it means like they have a format to go to make smaller mechs, since like I guess they just don't want to use the mech limb pieces below 15 euro sets because I assume they are big enough where like they are basically worth a few pieces in like the piece count budget or whatever. So yeah, I assume also this specifically might be for Dwix and Zane both having pretty damn good detailing and being exclusive to the set so far. So obviously some more of the budget went there. So they're compromising by selling a good price per piece of not using the Marvel Mech limb pieces basically. It's good and I like it. So yeah, honestly that's what I want to say in the discussion segment. We just thought it's a good way to do those limbs without using those specific pieces, and it's so much better compared to the JMF from last season. So yeah, I will try to review the Color Mech soon, finally. Bye!